interesting story. I don't know if you've been following this. The the Grums, who has been he was a
Mhm.
former World of Warcraft developer, um, primary not just some dev, I think he was the lead dev on World of Warcraft Classic or Vanilla, and he has been out talking about Stellar Blade censorship, which they're not wrong. I think the game for the most part, from what I've seen, is basically 99% intact. Um,
Mhm.
Not quite the disaster that maybe people
I
thought.
I got the physical copy because I'm making sure updates disabled, no internet on my PS5 when I play it so that I can experience the actual outfits uncensored, the gore uncensored, and the hard R.
Oh yeah, the hard R store.
I
The
need that to still be there.
Yeah, the hard R is one of the most important aspects of the game.
Of
The
course.
the frustrating thing about having to make these exceptions around the censorship is that you're going to have to then eat all the bugs too that are with
Yep.
the day one stuff. So if you want to play the game uncensored, you're going to have to play with all whatever bugs the game shipped with, which sucks.
Yeah, that's true. But
No,
it's worth it for me.
well, that and I haven't seen like any um like Stellar Blade, any of the griping around Stellar Blade has really not been around the state of the game, whether or not it's buggy
Mhm.
or
That's
broken or
true.
so fortunately that's been the case. Now I don't know who this female is. I don't really care. She had issued some sort of, what I thought was essentially a bad joke.
Right.
Um,
That's
you
what it
know,
looked like to me.
Yeah, Grum's I understand because he's the one that's like, most affected by it. But to me, it was pretty obviously a joke.
Mhm.
However, it's not about me. And so it's like easy for me to give a lot more
Well, and not only that, but not everybody who is going to see it that way, even if she meant it that way. You got to be careful with stuff like that because the Twitter is full of all kinds of crazies on there. If they see something and they don't take it, I will post stuff that's an obvious joke and some people will think it's serious. So when it comes to something like this, putting a hit on somebody, uh that's you're kind of putting yourself in a tough situation there if someone actually takes that serious. But the funny thing about it, the original guy who said 20K to anyone who
yeah.
makes him disappear, before he deleted it, I replied to it and I said, you need to step away from Twitter before your soy latte gets cold. And I love that people like that one.
Yeah.
But I don't obviously didn't even know what he really looked like, but just his profile picture and how he's illustrated looked very much like he partakes in the soy lattes.
Yeah, and his actual picture also looks like that. And the original guy had told Mark Grums, he had tweeted like, I'll pay, 20 grand anybody who makes this guy disappear. Um Not great.
No.
Um Really not great. And like you said, you can't really underestimate lunatics online. So
Mhm.
then this girl comes along and says this in reaction to Asmongold's video.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both. All right? Because then it's a win-win for me.
Now, I I want to give the benefit of the doubt here. I don't
Mhm.
think she's actually asking anyone to end anyone's life. I,
Right.
I just don't believe that. But we don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly, we don't. And I think that there has to be some sort of standard here as well because when you start into that realm and again with these crazies online and all they not everybody's going to see the joke in that, but when it comes to joking about unaliving people, I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
I think that that's especially when you have that side that dude, they want us unalived. That's what's crazy about this is they'll see a take, and I've had people come after me for my Tomb Raider take, saying very much the same thing, hoping that I get
Oh
unalived.
yeah. KYS, this, that.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
you really have to reflect inwardly and think, wow, do you for you to really actually hope that and would like to see somebody be unalived because of their takes on video games, what is wrong with you to have that kind of opinion?
Yeah, it's extremely over the top, and it's also I think these are the very same people that, basically came up with Schrodinger's douchebag, where they try to excuse people, who they view as on the right,
Mhm.
as they're the ones, the left are the same ones that came up with the you're not allowed to say it's just a joke, even though they're the same people
Right.
that say, "Oh, I hope something terrible happens to them in Minecraft." Like they don't live by their own standards that they hold everyone else up to, and so it's like uh, I'm less inclined to be like she's obviously joking. And again, if she was making this video about me, I probably would feel a little bit differently, And Asmongold
Right.
was not. Asmongold reacted, and he was not happy about it. If I can find this clip.
I do a
Hold on.
good chance that's going to happen. Yeah, equal rights consequences, absolutely. You find this
Uh,
prevents it from happening to other streamers in the future? Yeah, they
Wait,
should be.
2112, I think I'll start.
She's so aggressive? Well, it's simple. So how do you deal with a situation like this? It's really easy. I contacted Twitch about it earlier.
Oops.
I sent them the clip,
Oops.
and
Good.
we'll see what happens.
She's gone.
And
She's gone.
maybe after that, I might put in a police report. I haven't decided. I think I'm gonna just wait and see how things play out.
So for people that don't know, Asmongold is one of Twitch's largest streamers, like by
Oh, yeah.
far. When he was on his like Final Fantasy MMO, Final Fantasy Online run, it was not uncommon to see him have 70,000 live concurrent viewers. If he sent this clip to Twitch, this chick is gone, like for sure. I
Mhm.
mean, now we know how Twitch bans are. Is it going to be perma? Probably not. But
Yeah.
you could see it if it was a man saying it about a woman. I'd be willing to bet it'd be permanent. I'm just
For
saying.
sure. Oh, you know it would. You know it would. But I am glad he's doing something about this. If they're gonna listen to somebody, he's somebody that they would listen to with his status there with Twitch. But Twitch is constantly banning people for wrong think. They suspended my account for a couple weeks for sharing biblical values that I
Yeah.
have that go against their narrative. And so I'm sick of seeing people get away with stuff that just because if they're on the right side, if they're on the side that, oh, okay, well, they approve of everything that they think, they're on the right think side, then they can get away with anything. So even though Asmongold, he has some pretty woke takes, but at the same time,
He's basically a leftist who is in general anti-woke, anti-censorship, but he has a soft spot for whores.
Yes.
Is my like that's been my like I think Asmon would we would agree with him on 95% of things. He has some weird takes about whores, and I think he is probably like center left. But for the most part, he's not unhinged, and he's not like he's basically saying, "Hey, she said this stuff with my name and my face on the screen, so I'm viewing that as a threat to me." Even though I
Right.
think she was probably
I think that was
talking
about
about Mark
crumbs.
Kern.
Yeah. And all I know is people who want, because this is the side that wants people completely deplatformed for thinking differently than them. We've seen this especially during lockdowns and stuff like that during the pandemic. Anybody who wasn't a part of that game, anybody who was like, hey, you know what? I don't want to wear a mask. No, and I'm not going to get the jab, all that. They wanted us
They
completely.
wanted you dead.
They did. And they wanted us deplatformed off the internet, this, that, and the other. And then we see this over even video game takes. Oh, you don't like that they made your favorite video game character ugly or look like a man when she was a woman? Well, we don't think you need to be on the internet. You should they're so threatened by opinions different than theirs. And that's a huge red flag if you can't handle different opinions from you. And when I see people who make stupid takes that I disagree with, I at no point think, Oh, I hope they get deplatformed. I hope
Right.
that they're not allowed. No, I want them on there. I want them to be able to share their opinions, even if they're ridiculous. But obviously, I'm going to draw a line if you are encouraging people to unalive somebody, or
Yeah.
if you could be responsible for something like that. But in general, it's like, hey, have a different opinion. It also gives people stuff to bounce off of. When you look at how Instagram's threads, their Twitter alternative, that, oh, there's no
Oh my
arguing
god, I
allowed,
forgot
no
that
this
still
or that.
existed.
It is such a boring platform. We need people with different opinions, and we need people
Yeah.
to share different opinions to make things interesting.